So today we're going to see whether we can do this part of the deck.
Hello folks, and a very warm welcome back to the farm. And it is warm. It's definitely hotting up here in northern Portugal, and I hope wherever you are the sun is shining for you too in some way, shape or form. We're excited to share this episode with you guys. If you've been here for a while, it's going to be a slightly different format from what you're used to. We just thought we'd try something different. We get all sorts of feedback, comments, ideas of things that you would like to see, things that you think you would enjoy. So we thought, why not try something a little bit different? The main story of this video is to catch you up on the incredible deck that John is building down here on the lawn for our outdoor, as part of our kind of outdoor kitchen setup. I'm so proud of him. I can't even begin to tell you how beautiful it is. It's going to be spectacular, and we're so lucky to have him because, I don't know, you know, he does all of this with no plans or anything. He just does it as he goes along, and I think he's just really, really talented. So excited to share that with you. It's going to be a little bit quieter than normal, but in amongst it all, I have got an absolute glut of vegetables to try and process. I'm on a real mission this year to try and to try and kind of make the most of everything that this little homestead gives us and not waste anything. So, well, there will of course be something that I can't do things with, but today I'm going to try and get as much of the stuff that we're getting off our vegetable garden into some kind of form that will last a little bit longer than it will if I just leave it fresh. So I thought I'd take you along with me. But this is the story of the deck. This is the story of where we've got to with our outdoor kitchen build. And interspersed, I'll pop in and let you know how I'm doing with all things kind of kitchen and culinary and preserving and fermenting and all the rest of that. So thanks so much for being here. If you're new, please consider subscribing and joining us for the journey. It helps our channel masses if you hit the thumbs up on this video and leave us a comment. And as always, we're just really, really grateful to have you all here. So, as we like to say, every now and then, on with the show.
Trying to fit this beam. It's not easy. This one's an important one. You want to make sure it's right. There we go. Looks good. What do you think? Yeah, indeed.
What's that, Daddy?
It's a big drill. Shall we test it?
Yeah.
I think we're going to need to put a couple more beams in there, Crusoe. I don't think it's good yet. Okay. Hey?
A big noise.
A big noise, yeah. I think we need another two. What do you think? careful with that, shall we? Careful of those fingers. When you do that, Crusoe, you want to put your hand here, further back. Try again. Like your hands there. That's it, away from this. Now try. That's it.
Yeah.
And you know why you do it like that?
Yeah.
Because if you put your hands here and you miss, you're going to go, ow. It's going to be very sore. But if you put it like this and you miss, then it's going to be like that.
Yeah, Daddy, this goes in that step. So you push all stuff and down.
Okay, I could just hear Crusoe running off, shouting, "Ice lolly, ice lolly." Let's go and see what Tara's up to. I think she's in the kitchen and she might be making ice lollies.
Okay, so first things first, what have we got to work with in here? Well, have a look at this. A lot of cucumbers. And a lot of patty pans. Really a lot. But the biggest challenge at the moment is really a lot of beans. What's the plan? First things first, I'm going to get a few of those cucumbers into my cucumber pickle jar, nice and easy. And I made a really simple brine with vinegar, water, salt and sugar with some onions and red peppers. And I have just been topping it up with cucumbers as and when we need it. And it's really, really yummy. Right, the next thing we're going to do, Mr. Crusoe, can you help me? We're going to make cucumber, lime and mint ice lollies. I did also make these last week and had a bit of a disaster where they all fell out of the fridge before they froze and there was a humongous mess on the floor. I know, aren't they amazing? But they are actually really tasty and super refreshing when it's hot. I wasn't sure about cucumber ice lollies, but with the lime and the mint, it's yummy. So I just got to make a quick sugar syrup with some icing sugar and water, put some mint in there to infuse. You then take the mint out and you whiz the sugar syrup, minty syrup, up with your cucumbers and your lime juice and a tiny bit of matcha, which, I don't know, just gives it a really nice green colour and packs it full of antioxidants. So, yeah, they're really, really, really tasty and a big hit.
Look ready, Mama. Look ready.
It is really. And just to keep things nice and real, this is what cooking with a toddler is like. Toddlers. What you up to? Are you making ice lollies out of beans? Now, everybody, that thing, I'm not sure what it is, but Armando and Joao picked it with us on a field next to our property yesterday. And I know the traditional way to use it is to make a sweet dessert. If anybody's got a recipe for it, please let me know. Crusoe thinks it's a watermelon. I have told him it's not. And I can't remember the Portuguese name for it, but he loves it so much. He insisted on going to bed with it last night and has basically carried it everywhere. We took it to the shops, I slept with it. and today it hasn't been allowed out of his sight. So if you know what it is, let me know, and if you've got a traditional Portuguese recipe to share, I'd be so grateful, and perhaps I'll make whatever it is in the next video and we can all kind of marvel at something new, because I've never cooked with that thing before. Right, let's go and check on how the syrup's doing. I think, oh yeah, that is very syrupy, so we'll switch that off. And now, get the mint, pop it in here. Oops. I'm not sure there's enough water in that now, actually. I think I may have gone a bit too syrupy. Okay, let's add a wee bit more water. Well, it's very minty, very sweet, so that's kind of what we want. I'm going to leave that to infuse for just a second. That's Crusoe, enjoying his colouring book. Good job. And I suppose start on the slightly harder job of figuring out what to do with these. So my mum sent me a recipe for curried beans, and it sounds delicious and it's one of her favourite things, but uses green beans rather than runner beans, and I'm a bit nervous to try it. What I think I'll do is do 1 jar and see how it goes, and if it's delicious then we certainly have enough to make a lot of jars. The other thing I'm going to try is all thanks to Angela. Angela, thank you so much. All of the recipes you sent me it's exactly what we needed, so I was so excited to get your email, and I cannot honestly thank you enough. And in there was a pickled bean recipe that uses runner beans. So I'm going to do that too. The only thing I don't have though is mustard powder. So there's going to be a trip to the shops before I can do that. So we'll start with the curried beans, thanks to my mum, and see how those go. And then, yeah, after that, perhaps I can come up with some kind of pickle for these.
So when I first started this project, one of the things that I did was to level this deck area here with the lawn. The idea being that ultimately everything would be the same level, that there would be no step up to the deck. And so I've just put some plastic old floorboards, the laminate plastic, but it's a plastic, not a wooden laminate. Fifi's just walked onto the flower borders. Great. I've just put those plastics there, glued them in place. They're going to act as a barrier, a moisture barrier, if you like, between the soil and the wood. I think it's going to work pretty well. Certainly lasts a lot longer than any paints would down there. Yeah, and it starts to flow as we're hoping it to.
Yum. Do you know, I can feel myself procrastinating with these beans because for some reason I feel really intimidated by the recipe my mum sent. Right, first things first is to sterilise the bottles. So the recipe says to wash them and then put them in the oven for half an hour at 100 degrees. So, oven's on. I was just reading the recipe from my mum again, and her last message after she sent it was, have fun, they are delicious. And that's what I've got to remember with all of this, is just have fun with it. There we go. So I brought that to the boil, and now I'm just going to put it into the sterilised jar. The real question is, can I get this into the bottle? Ow. Can I get this into the bottle without making a giant mess? That's good timing.
What's that, my darling?
Would you like to taste some curried beans?
It looks delicious. Well done, you.
Do you want to know something really funny, right? This is a recipe from my mum. This taste reminds me of lunches at my parents' friends' houses when I was little.
Is it?
It's not a happy memory. Like, it's not a happy memory, but it's like not a happy taste. I don't go like, oh, there's that taste from my childhood I've been missing. It's more like, oh man, we're at Auntie Yvonne's house again.
Auntie Yvonne, if you're watching Auntie Yvonne, Tara really doesn't mean it.
No, but do you know what it was?
She loved it.
It used to be this, but correct me if I'm wrong, Mum, it had raisins in it as well, and I don't like raisins, so it was like these like soggy fat raisins that had been soaking with beans and curry powder. Anyway, I'm having flashbacks, so the curried beans are probably all yours, darling, but they are tasty. Would you like to try?
Crusoe's going to eat it anyway, for sure. He eats everything.
Right, it's a bit hot.
All right, okay, here we go.
It's a bit hot.
Well, Auntie Yvonne, you are a genius. That is delicious.
You like it?
It's a mixture of English chip shop curry sauce
Also not my favourite thing.
and quite sweet. It would taste better with some raisins in it. Yum, yum. Well done.
There you go.
Okay, I'm back off down to the deck. Thanks for that.
No worries.
Don't throw that away. We'll keep that.
No, we have that
I'll have that for lunch. will it fit? Piece of that. Step up here, staircase up there to the outdoor kitchen, banister here, flowers, more flowers, little roof there. It's going to look cool.
You got the heart that is bigger than the sun. You got the smile that is wider than the fun. Whatever you imagine will come true. Whatever you wish upon a star will do. And there is only one thing you should really love. It is your heart when it sings up above. Hey you over there, it's time to get up and make the world shine. It's time to get back to feeling so fine. You can dance or sing, or you can sing or dance. You got to find the voice that was lost. You got to find the sparkle in the frost. You got to find the passion in the must. You got to find the light in the dust. You are beautiful and magical and wonderful. You can fly.